Slab spirit and coffee, got bar coffee here, yum, yum, yum. Mm-hmm. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Okay. I will not compromise the coffee. The coffee is my thing. I like my coffee. Yum, 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 yum. Ha. Okay. Silly today. Okay, today is Friday. Woo! Everybody excited. It's Friday, right? It's a Friday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I feel good. And I hope you feel good. And I'm super excited about what is to come. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started. Okay, we were talking about taking care of your body, taking care of your vessel. Your vessel is your church. Your vessel is your everything. Sorry, let me fix my little hair here. Um, and good morning, Punisher. Good morning, PBG 64265. Bunch of letters. Good morning on Facebook. Okay. Okay, so when you honor these four agreements together, there is no way that you will live in hell. There is no way. If you are impeccable with your word, if you don't take anything personally, if you don't make assumptions, if you always do your best, then you are going to have a beautiful life. You are going to control your life 100%. For the four agreements are a summary of the mastery of transformation, one of the masteries of the Toltec. You transform hell into heaven. The dream of the planet is transformed into your personal dream of heaven. The knowledge is there. It's just waiting for you to use it. The four agreements are there. You just need to adopt these agreements and respect their meaning and power. Just do your best to honor these agreements. You can make these agreements today. I choose to honor the four agreements. It is so simple and logical that even a child can understand them. But you must have a very strong will to keep these agreements. Why? Because whatever we go, we find because wherever we go, because wherever we go, we find that our path is full of obstacles. Everyone tries to sabotage our commitment to these new agreements, and everything around us is set up for us to break them. The problem is that all of these agreements, that all other agreements that are part of the dream of the planet, they are alive and they are very strong. This is true. So when you decide that you want to change something in your life, good morning, Sandra. When you're like, okay, I'm ready to do these agreements, I'm ready to change it. I'm going to be, like you guys know, my commitment. My commitment was to be, for my New Year's resolution, was to be loyal to love. In that New Year's resolution, everything would have challenged me to see if I was willing or if I was really truly speaking the truth about being loyal to love. So guess what? A lot of trials and tribulations showed up. The universe said, really? You're going to be loyal to love? Let's see it. I want to see it happen. Because everything was in, good morning, Lee. Everything was in the universe, in the world, was working to see if I was going to hold the commitment of that. Was it easy? No. It sounds so pretty on paper, right? It sounds beautiful, like, oh, I'm not going to take anything personal. I'm not going to take it personal. I'm not going to take it personal that someone just slapped me in the face. I'm not going to take it personal someone just yelled at me and called me a jackwagon. I'm not going to take it personal. Yeah, and then what happens? We take it personal. And then we flip people off and we get angry and we forget that the agreement was to not take things personal. And we're like, oops, I thought I was living into that agreement. It sounded so easy. When we say it, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to take it personal. And then someone triggers you. And then something ignites that internal frustration inside you. And you take it personal. That's what happens. So, and then always do your best. But that's the big one. Doing your best, always doing your best, no matter what it is. It's like you can, You can have a big hot mess, but you know that you're doing your best. Is that right? You're a hot mess doing your best, right? Thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. Good morning, Charles. Good morning, Young Gang. Good morning, Mr. Thomas. If you're just doing your best, it sounds good. It sounds easy. Oh, and okay, I should have just done this in my room the first day that I'm having bloopers here. This is called the bloopers. Hello. There you go. There's me doing my best. The phone drops. Wow. This is live TV, you guys. This is real life. This is not a joke. Let's see. I am new to your live stream, and what's the topic of conversation? I came into it late. Oh, live stream. The topic. So what I typically do, overarchingly, just so people know, and the new ones that might be on the Podbean. This is the esoteric work of spiritual alchemy. Spiritual alchemy, meaning how do we sort of utilize what's in our internal world? I call it the soul, right? Or the things that impact us on a greater scale. And how do we utilize that in our day-to-day practices, in our day-to-day life, to actually magnify or to actually co-create with our divine self or just ourself in general? How do we create in the material? That is what is truly ours internally. So authentically, internally. So when you look at yourself or when you feel yourself and you want to express your true authentic self, how do you do that? How can you bring yourself to your full, whole, complete self and co-create in the world? How do you express, right? How do you express who you are internally authentically? Most people have so many layers of issues that are going on in their life, right? They have these issues in their life that keep them from actually doing what they want to do in their life, from keeping them from living their true authentic self, the expression of who they are internally. In alchemy, which I love because the alchemic process allows us to coagulate, I like that word, our spirit, meaning to solidify what is internal into the external, to truly walk a living vessel of authenticity in our true purpose. So it doesn't matter if you're late to the live stream. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Betty. It doesn't matter if you're late to the live stream. It doesn't matter if you're in the middle of it. Why? Because everything that we do is about that. That is the purpose. How do you take concepts? How do you take these ideas and actually co-create in life and make them work for you? Most people will read books and then they'll say, yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay, but do you get it? Are you actually practicing it? Well, no, but I could talk about it and I can teach it, but I'm not living it. How do we become the living vessel of these agreements? Not just these agreements, right? I didn't start with this book. I started off with the Christ Blueprint, 13 Keys to Christ Consciousness. I sort of went back in time and said, let's go to something that's a little bit more foundational and practical and a little bit easier. Because the Four Agreements is a pretty easy book. It's very simple. It has very simple, basic concepts for the esoterics or to practice spiritual alchemy. Most people don't know what spiritual alchemy. Joe is cooking. Yes, he's making a lot of noise this morning. There you go, people. We have Joe like the little rat. We have a little mouse in the house, I think. Good morning, Debbie. He's the little mouse this morning in the background. So there you go. Too bad you can't smell the aroma of what is going on. It smells pretty good. I guess they're eggs or something. I don't know. Plus, we got the coffee. You know, it's just this podcast. Yeah, this spirit and coffee, and it's okay. It's real life. This is real life. This is not like I don't have a whole production team. My production team is, if you saw what was holding my phone, you'd laugh. And those for you on Podbean, I do a live stream on Facebook as well. So just so you know, I think I've told you guys a bunch of times. But again, this is about practical uses. How do I take concept into practice? How do I take those ideas? Oh, that's funny. Betty says hi. Good morning, Mom. Mama, I don't know. Good morning, Salem. Good morning, Kira. It's okay, Betty. I get off track all the time. I think people be patient. Wisdom. It's also about wisdom, Lee. I like the word wisdom. We have knowledge, right? And the knowledge is our ability to read a concept and to sort of understand it in our mental space. The wisdom is the practice of the knowledge. The wisdom is how do I apply the concepts that I'm learning into my day to day life? How do I take all of that concept and how do I sort of adjust it so that it fits my life so that I'm getting the results that I want? This is how masters do it. This is how people create things that are tiny and they make something magnificent out of it. There's not a real trick to it. It takes work. Anything worth having takes work. Anything that we are here to do takes work. So what we're talking about today is the 4 agreements, is how do we take the 4 agreements and live them in our life? How do we utilize them in what we're up to? So if we say don't take things personally, how do we practice that when you're sitting in traffic and someone cuts you off and you want to punch them in the face? Because that's kind of how I get. Traffic really just, okay? Instead of like breathing through it, not taking it personal, saying, I love you, hopo hopo, ono pono pono, or whatever it's called. I love you, I forgive you. And thanks, Punisher, for showing up. We appreciate you. And have a great day. Happy Friday to you, Punisher. Love and light and prayers. Oh, God. So, again, how do we take this practical use? How do we use it in our life? Now, it's not easy and it takes work and it takes hard work. So some people won't do it. Some people will just say,
that's the end result.
That's, some people say, no, I'm not going to do this. It's too much work. I'm just going to go on. The thing is, anything that's worth having is worth fighting for it's not going to be fun. If it comes easy, we're just going to take it for granted. Typically, that's what happens when people have things come easy. So living into the practices of it is it's not easy. Okay. So I hope that answers your question, Lee. That's a very long-winded answer to all of it. But that's me. I talk. I am the Tower of Babel. I love it. I don't care. I laugh at myself. It's all good. I don't take it personal. I am who I am. You either accept me or don't. Okay, so here we go. Okay, the 4 agreements are the summary of the mastery of transformation. As we said, why? Because we find our paths are full of obstacles, so it's hard to live into because of these obstacles. And we ask ourselves, are we going to continue to stay on that path regardless? Am I going to be a vessel of love? Am I going to live into forgiveness? Am I going to be a compassionate soul? What is it that I'm going to do? Right? And so that's why it's the practice, and the self-awareness that help guide us through that to keep us aware. Okay. That's why you need to be a great hunter, a great warrior who can defend these 4 agreements with your life. Your happiness, your freedom, your entire way of living depends on it. The warrior's goal is to transcend this world, to escape from hell and never come back. I love that. If you thought yourself as a spiritual warrior, okay, so today I want you guys to just but visualize that you have your staff, and you're out there and you're waging war, not war against people, but war in the fact that you're here to stand firm, okay? in the fact that you are standing for yourself, for your true authentic self, for the love, for the compassion. It's not easy to stand for love and compassion. It's easier to go into the anger and frustration and depression and all that other stuff. But to stand in love, to love in the face of all the chaos and everything, that takes a true warrior. It really does. When someone, I mean, the other day I got very triggered by somebody. It takes a lot for me to get mad. And for some reason, this person hit a button for me. And the easy thing for me to do would have been to yell back or attack back. And instead, I said, you know what? Walk away. I walked away. I said, forgive this person. It's okay. I don't know what they're going through. Not my problem. I'm not going to wear this problem like it's mine. I forgive them. Walk away. Was it easy? No. It was harder to do that than to just want to attack back. But rather, I forgave, walked away, and said, it's okay. I had to let some steam off for sure, but not directed towards that person because I don't want to harm people. So I just walked away. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go put on my gloves and go punch the bag a little bit, get that steam off, get that fire out of me so that I can come cool headed, right? Our heat, when the heat rises from our divine will, from the belly up to the head, okay? So I'm going to explain this from what I call spiritual alchemy. The belly holds the heat, the divine will, the fire energy, okay? The fire that we have internally will rise up, and when it hits our head, we become hot-headed. Now, this you've seen depicted, right? You've seen that depicted in cartoons, right? Where the steam comes off their head. And you know that that means that they're angry or pissed or that they're going to do something off the wall. They're going to explode like a volcano, right? So think of it that way. When the heat comes to the head, rather than react from the heat from the head, allow yourself to breathe and to cool the head. Whatever you need to do to let off that steam, like punch a bag, which is like what I like to do, our workout, and drive and get it all out. Our head becomes calm and cool again, and the fire drops back into the belly where the divine will lives, rather than spewing it out like a volcano and spitting it all over everybody. You could do that too, but good luck. You're probably not going to have very many friends, and you're probably going to be alone a lot. Okay, let's see. We have Kai who said something. We are going through a tough season in our lives. Yesterday, I picked up my mom's remains. Is that supposed to say remains? Staring at her box, I realized that when it all came down to it, we are dust, except for what we leave behind. Hers is spirit, and I take it with the spirit. That is what we are fighting for, and why we must never give up by His grace. Well, I just want to say, and I think it's Kai, that my condolences. Um, and I've had a lot of loss in my life, and that is a lot of the reason why I do these things as well, is because I love you, right? Good morning, Rick. The I love you is one of the most powerful things that we have, but we hide behind the fear of being able to authentically tell people how much we love them. And then we may live in regret of not doing that. I constantly tell people I love them, and it comes from the heart and the true authentic I am love, right? And it's hard. So what I say to people is never miss a moment to tell your people you love them. Ever. We get in fights, we have disagreements, sure, but nothing is so big that we can't forgive and have compassion. Nothing. And I'm talking about even the heinous of crimes, even the most craziest, that we can still love each other in the midst of all of it. You guys have seen me love trolls. Trolls have come up here and said some hateful things and, said some foul stuff. And I didn't get mad at them. Not mad at them. Not mad at people. I love them. they're broken, they're damaged, they don't know how, they're searching for love and they don't know how to express it or to accept it, and that's a sad thing. That's not a good thing. Like people, oh, I want them to suffer. Why would you want someone to suffer? You know what it's like to suffer. No. Never miss an opportunity to tell your loved ones you love them. And if you didn't and you've lost somebody that you weren't able to express what you wanted to before they passed away or whatnot, write a letter to them. Write a letter to them, bury it by them, or go and do a ceremony on their behalf. And know that the healing that you're doing, of course, right? The healing that you're doing in that process has to do with who? You. Their soul has been set free. So you're healing yourself. You're healing you because you're still here in this hell, because it is hell. We live in hell, you guys. Living on earth is not an easy task, okay? Congratulations to everybody living on this planet right now and getting through it, because that shit is not easy. It's not easy to live here. It's not. It's a challenge. Every day is a challenge. We're all just trying to get through it. We're trying to figure out how to release ourselves from the chains of hell. Really. Like they're like, oh, when you die, you're going to hell. What do you mean? I'm in hell. This is hell. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody be doing it. We're the souls that have come here to take on the challenge of the earth. And some of us have come here to help to raise the vibrational frequencies of the earth, to remind you that you're loved, to let you know that you matter, that you are enough, that the power exists within you, and that you can go out and open up your heart to love. It's scary, of course, but it's like self-love. When you love yourself, you're not afraid to love other people, because if you're rejected, if that love is rejected, you know that they're just rejecting themselves. They're just rejecting the greatest gift that God could give us, and that's love. And that means that they don't accept themselves. That's a very sad day, especially for me, because I love. And when people deny the love, I go, wow, that tells me what they think of themselves, that they aren't worthy of it. And they are, and you are. It's a reminder. This personal hell is not easy, you guys. It's not. It wasn't supposed to be. So cheers to you with your coffee for getting through it, getting through another day, waking up and saying, I'm going to take this task on. If you can get up like a warrior, like the book says, like I'm a warrior, and you know what? It doesn't matter what comes my way today, because I'm going to stand firm in love and compassion and kindness and forgiveness. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to break the chains of suffering and the hell that I live in. And I'm going to stand up for that. And I know that God is going to bless me. If I continue to do good in life, if I continue to keep on the straight and narrow, if I just do my best every single day, God will bless me. I will find refuge. I will find the land of milk and honey. I will find the harmony and the peace and the tranquility and all of that that I've been searching for. Because you have it in you. And every loss we have is a reminder. When we lose somebody we love, it's a reminder that how precious life is, and that we do have this beautiful place in this planet to exist on, so that we can go through these painful things. Why? So we can re-rise in love. So there you go. So for those of you who have lost somebody, and thank you for sharing. I love when people share. Do something in their honor. And when you're doing it, not to honor them, because they know, right? I believe that. I truly do. I come from the belief that their spirit is purified. They're right now they're going through a purification process. They're no longer here. You're the one suffering. You're the one who stood behind. That when you go do something in their honor today, that you do it for your own self-healing. That you do it for the healing of your heart. That you do it for the purification of your soul. That you remind yourself that you're loved and that you can go on even if this person is no longer here. And that you're going to stand up as a warrior for your life because of this, because you understand that loss does happen and that they've left something for you behind. They left something. Don't let their name go in vain. That's what I tell myself when I lose people. I've lost a lot of people in my life too. And I'm like, I can't let their name go in vain. I've got to stand up and I've got to fight. You are a warrior. Individually. So stand up. Stand firm. Grab your staff and go out there and conquer the world. Good morning, Ignacio. Good morning, Emma. Sometimes, like inside of me, I want to understand. I want you guys to understand. There's a process that happens internally, right? This is the process of the warrior, my warrior. Yours may feel different, and I would say go find out what that feels like for you. But there's this internal warrior in me that comes up, and it cries, right? It has this fight of like I cry because it's like knowing internally that I have this drive to push even further, even when things are falling apart, but I know that I can fight and I can get through it. And that's the warrior that you find in yourself, because you have the opposite of that, which is the one who sells out on themselves, right? The voice that says, oh, I can't do this. Poor me, poor me, poor me, poor me. But there's no time for poor me. Find the internal warrior. Find the flame within you, the one that cries and pushes and hits. And I just think of movies, right? I think of movies kind of like when you're, yeah, you got to fight for your right to party. That's, yes, thanks, Reggie. Um, when you're watching these movies, right? And they've had enough, and it's the hero's journey, and they're at the end of their ropes, right? But they're like, I don't think I have enough. I don't think I have any more. And then the music comes on, right? And this is why I like listening to music when I work out. The music comes on, and something internally happens to you. That feeling to overcome, to push even harder when you thought you didn't have any more, but you know that you have more to give and you just let it all out. That is the warrior. I don't know how to explain the feeling that happens internally. I mean, I can explain it to you what happens to me, but I can't make that for you. And for me, it's in the root of my gut, and I feel it in my throat, and I cry, and then I push, and I even, when I'm working out, I'll make noises and let it out. Like, I'm fighting for this. You don't understand. You don't know who I am. Tell yourself. You don't know who I am. You don't get who I am. I understand who I am. I know what I have. I know that I'm powerful. I know I'm enough. I can do this. And those are the conversations that push us through. You have a great day too, Rick. So continue to be the warrior. Your warrior might be small right now, and that's okay. It's a buildup. You might have a little baby warrior inside you right now. And some of you may have a big warrior, but we all have it within us. So find it. Use it to drive your life. Use it to stand firm in these agreements. Use it to push a little harder, to love a little more. to give it more than you thought you can give, to go out and dare to do the things you wanted to do that you were afraid of. Things that kind of put butterflies in your stomach when you do it. They make your stomach turn and you're like, oh, I don't know what this is going to do, but I know I've been wanting to do it for my whole life. And the butterflies come up and out and you're like, but it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen and I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going for it. That's the warrior. So find your internal warrior. I think it's a perfect message for Friday. Be that warrior, because I'm going to go out and I'm going to be a warrior and I'm going to sell gym memberships so people can get healthy. That's what I'm going to do. The fight is within you. You've got the fight. God is with you. I guarantee you. My dad used to always tell me, if you just keep doing good things in life and stay straight, God will bless you abundantly. And you know what? He's always been right. That saying was always right. Stay on the good path, you guys, and I guarantee God will place his hands upon you and bless you so abundantly, you'll know it's God's blessing. Why? Because nobody else can give you the blessings God can. No one can give you refuge the way God can. No one can provide the land of milk and honey the way God can. It just doesn't happen. Okay? God bless you as well. So have a have a fantastic, funky, fun, good morning, Jose, freaky, fabulous, phenomenal Friday. And I'm very excited about what's coming up with Spirit and Coffee. There's going to be total opportunity to, I'm going to do retreats soon. I'm going to be doing videos. Also going to be doing, let's see, what else? Curriculum is going to be coming up so you guys can do the curriculum and everything else. So there you go. So have a great day, and I will be seeing you soon. And I love you guys so much. And make sure you have your coffee. Accept my coffee. Cheers to you with your coffee. And I love you so much. And have a fantastical day. Okay. Love you guys. Bye. Bye.